In this episode, UnScene spends 2 days investigating the Morris Jumel Mansion in New York City.
Hi, my name is Christopher Davalos. I'm the Director of Visitor Services here at the Morris Jumel Mansion in Upper Manhattan, New York City. This is Manhattan's oldest remaining colonial residence, so we go back to 1765. We're 253 years old, and this home was originally built as a giant summer home, but it's best known for as being George Washington's headquarters. He lived here for 5 weeks. In the fall of 1776, and the Battle of Harlem Heights actually took place just south of here. The significance of that battle was simply for the fact that George Washington won. It was the first time he'd beaten the British in New York, so this was the big morale booster he was looking for. Also was a very famous place for a cabinet dinner that took place here. So here in the house we had Washington, Jefferson, Hamilton, Adams, Secretary Fort Knox, Abigail Adams, Martha Washington, Eliza Hamilton. All these folks were walking through inside and dining. Into our Jumel period, Steve and Eliza Jumel purchased this property in 1810. It was a colonial fixer-upper, so they pour a lot of money into it. They're nouveau riche. They're decking it out with all of the most amazing artwork from Europe. They were dining with Napoleon while they were in Paris, so you can kind of get a feel for their money and their wealth. When Stephen Jumel passed away in 1832 of pneumonia, he had an accident and passed away from that. Eliza Jumel married Vice President Aaron Burr, yes, the same man who killed Hamilton in the duel. That was 30 years prior. So Burr is an old man. He's 77, still practicing law, kind of broke, looking for a sugar mama, and that is Eliza Jumel. She's 59 and loaded. So they get married in the front parlor here at the house. Burr moves in, and within a few months he gets kicked out because he starts spending her money like crazy, and then at the age of 77 decides to hook up with a 24-year-old. So that's when she kicked him out and she filed for divorce. She is our longest resident overall. She passed away here in the house upstairs in the bedroom at the age of 90 in 1865. She's also our most well-known resident in terms of the paranormal or ghosts. The most famous story being in the 1960s, early 60s, when these children were out here for a school tour and the person who was supposed to give the tour was delayed. So kids are doing what kids do. They're outside playing, having a good time. This woman in period clothes comes out on the balcony that you see above my head and says to them, "Be quiet or go home." And the children actually don't pay much attention to it because they just think it's like a tour guide or a reenactor. So when they do go inside, they see this grand portrait of Eliza Jumel, and they point out and they say, "Hey, that's the lady that told us to be quiet. Where is she?" And the curator looks at the teacher going, "What are they talking about?" I says, "Well, we were a little loud, and she came out and told us to be quiet. Is she part of the tour?" And basically the curator who was giving the tour said, "No, guys, that's Eliza Jumel, and she's been dead for about 100 years. So that is our most famous ghost story. So we have a number of them, both as staff, both in our archives, or people who live in the neighborhood who've seen and heard things in the middle of the night inside, lights going off and on, people moving in and out without anybody being here. So our paranormal history actually goes back to the 1820s when Eliza Jumel was alive, writing about things happening in the house that she couldn't explain. So for us, this is not a new thing. It actually goes very, very, very far back. So if cable TV existed back then, we would have been the first show on TV back then. So that's our little bit of history with the Morris Jumel Mansion.
Hey people, what's up? It's the Yak Man, Ryan Yak Vinny. I'm an investigator with a group called Ghost Magnets with a Twist, but for tonight, I'm here in upper west part of Manhattan, New York City with a bunch of friends to investigate what is one of the most elegant and historic places in the Northeast region. It is the Morris Jumel Mansion and Museum. Now this place, like a lot of places in this northeast part of our ghost hunting world, is one of the places that lays claim to having had the presence of one George Washington. Now in this case, I very much believe that it's true for two reasons. One, there's a bridge right near here that costs a lot of money to cross in his name. But also, seriously, this location was used as a stronghold for Washington back in the 1700s because at that time, before all the big skyscrapers and buildings were up, you had vantage point views that were unmatchable. He could see the Palisades in New Jersey, he could see Connecticut and all of Manhattan Island. And when the Hessian soldiers and the British were coming at him and that was part of the conflict, that was a huge advantage. So we're going to go inside and investigate and see if we can get a little help from George and any of the spirits who still roam and dwell the hallways of this really, really beautiful location. I'm going to go inside. Come on in. This is going to be great.
We didn't receive any activity in the first room, so we decided to do an EVP session in the hallway. We got some interesting audio that took a really long time to figure out at home base.
So this question is for the Hessian, but I said, were you actually murdered?
No one heard that?
I heard something.
Like that's like.
What did you think you hear? I heard something.
That was somebody talking.
And none of us were.
No.
Do it again.
I just did.
I heard something.
Loud into this device.
Wow, she's right.
Yeah, it says no, I think. Did it say no?
There's
I'm gonna make it
something.
louder because I think you need to be able to hear it louder. That was good. Good catch.
Were you actually murdered and they said it was an accident? Can you speak loud into this device?
That's it.
That sounds like no.
That's it.
Breathy.
That's a no.
That's not a brake from a car. I'm listening to the stuff outside. Do it one more time. Do it one more time.
Device.
That's
Holy shit.
a voice,
no.
dude.
That's
no.
That's
That's a
a
voice.
sound. That's like.
It's a no.
Everybody hears it? Should I play it again or go past it?
No, that we'll review later. After the EVP session, Mariah picks up a message for Lourdes.
Really exotic looking, and so he's just like really, and I hate it when this happens when they use me, because I'm like checking you out, not Mariah, but this guy is, and so he's just like, you remind him of his wife.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm going to think that is a compliment. Thank you.
Mariah describes what the Haitian looks like before she saw any images.
Please check it out.
Okay.
So just to get this on camera,
Okay.
you didn't know what they looked like, right?
No.
Okay, so without knowing what they looked like, just describe what you just told us in the room before seeing the photo on
Because
the internet.
he was wearing like white pants, white pants or whatever, the military, and then a navy blue jacket with like the white. There was a white like cross.
Okay.
That's what I said.
So, and then right after that, I actually pulled up a photo and showed it to you, and
That's it.
okay, that's really cool. Okay, cool. We move upstairs to check out the other rooms. It is definitely a creepy feeling as if you're being watched or followed. One of the strangest instances in this mansion is the chair that constantly emits EMF. We cannot determine the cause. We set up all of our equipment to investigate. A good portion of our time is spent trying to figure out what is going on with this chair. Eventually, everyone else checked out another room, but I stayed behind because I was exhausted. That's when some freaky stuff occurred, and I got some great interactions with the REM pod. If anybody's there, can you touch that device? This thing's been going off like crazy. It's like when you don't pay attention to it, it goes off. See? Okay. If you're still there, can you make it blink? If you're a guy, can you make it blink? If you're a girl, can you make it blink? If you're older than 10, can you make it blink? If you're older than 15, if you are 15, if you're older than 20, if you're older than 25, can you make it blink? If you're younger than 25, can you make it blink? Holy crap. If you're between 20 and 25, can you make it blink? Okay. Do you live in the house? Can you make it blink? Did somebody pay you to sleep in this room? If so, can you make it blink? Did you make money for sleeping with people? If so, can you make it blink? No judgment. Do you have enough energy to talk?
Pretty good burst energy.
Yep. It's like saying yes. Like do the freaking
Okay.
spirit box already.
We're gonna do it. All right.
We are going to... You want to do a voice record? Oh,
You see?
okay.
Because we did say we was gonna use whatever.
Yeah.
And then blinked, like the burst. You see?
Whoa.
You see? It
I'm
just,
not touching it.
I know.
I know. And I think they want us to use a different form of communication.
All right, we're gonna use something where you can get your voice to be heard. How's that?
I don't get through my
Is there a better way of talking with you? So far, I only know how to talk with you if you make that blink. Is there a better way of talking with you?
was speaking, because she was speaking about her experience.
Oh, I went nuts right now.
I knelt down.
Maybe it doesn't want us to remove it. If you want us to keep that there for now, can you make it?
It's
there you go.
connected to her, so there's
Yeah.
something that...
I got chills right now, like big
I got
time.
chills too. I was like saying, I was literally saying,
And it just went.
like, because I was telling them how it started. Like, I was sitting there talking, like typing on the phone, and the thing was going off, and I'm like ignoring it. And I look up and I go, well, nothing ever wants to talk to me. And the thing,
You see? Every single time. And it went. And then she started. Do you like my friend Taz here?
the responses are less frequent, so we move into another room.
And they would like to speak with us.
We are using the app called EchoVox. I'm not a big fan, but others seem to like it. There's no way we could take the random sounds out?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Like whatever program's causing the...
You mean the? Because this is, it has like bits of matched sounds, and the way we get a word out of it is that they mash it together. So that's where you either bit.
Yeah.
Is that what you want out?
Yeah.
But that's what makes the.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, because the bits of mashed sound, if you get a word, that's pretty valid.
I know, I remember that from the last time. I just don't trust that because it could just mash up words. You know, like donut.
Like if you get an actual phonetic word mashed up and it's relative to what we're saying, that's like.
Yeah, I remember that from the last.
Bedroom.
Eliza, tell us about your jewelry, please. What kind of alcohol did you like?
Ain't say by Taz, she's leaving for me.
That's it now, Pareidolia.
Come on.
Talk to me there, Pareidolia.
We were so impressed that we asked to come back a few weeks later. We had even freakier interactions this time around. Check it out.
Hey, everybody, what's up? I'm the Yakman Ron Yakovetti, paranormal investigator with a team called Ghost Magnets with a Twist. But tonight, I am out again with my friends. You'll catch on, I do that a lot. And I am at a place that I absolutely love coming to be. Now, this right here is a spirit box. One could say the same about the place that we're standing in right now. This whole mansion, the Morris Jumel Mansion Museum on the Upper West part of Manhattan, could definitely be categorized as a spirit box. It is an active location, it is a historic treasure, and it is one of the favorite places for anybody who gets to be here even once. We're back. Just weeks ago we were here because, you know, sometimes people say if you don't know history, history repeats itself. But sometimes when you do know it, and it's pretty good history, you repeat itself. You do it. So I'm going to go upstairs now and see what I can get. And hopefully this is going to be as fun a night as... That was a person, right?
We start out in a new room that we didn't investigate before. We had a couple of minor occurrences, even saying my name.
We're looking for the word Taz. You heard it?
Yeah.
Did you hear it?
heard it too. That's why you're laughing.
If you're watching and you heard Taz, put it in the comments because we need as much support for our friend who's both brilliant and skeptical to back that up.
She laughed. She goes, no, I heard that one.
Every time we've been here, we've asked for Taz's name, and every time the spirits go, all right, we'll do it again. You heard it?
Yeah. You heard it too. That's why you're laughing.
I know.
If you're watching and you heard Taz, put it in the comments.
But then something crazy happens. Check it out.
Fireworks.
What the hell is that?
Fireworks.
Maybe I should. That's.
What is happening?
I didn't touch that REM pod, right?
No.
Alright, so now there's a REM pod going off behind me here, which I don't believe I went close to.
Maybe, I don't know.
If somebody did that, can you
Oh
hear
no,
it?
the K2 is going off too.
Now the K2 is going off. But the Facebook box is over here. That was...
Oh, maybe me? No, because look, it's going up and down. All right, that went off, right? You just heard it?
Who's here with us?
So freaky.
Right? Hey folks, Ryan Yacovetti. I work with Ghost Magnets with a Twist. Tonight I'm with some friends that literally...
You're
what is-
crazy.
One of my friends. That's Taz, whose name we're trying to get. This is literally my paranormal backyard. Right now, this is just across the George Washington Bridge.
When you guys were out, all this stuff
in
was
New York
acting
City.
up.
Really?
Yeah.
An amazing historic place, built in 1765, I believe, which is 11 years before the United States of America. So we're running the Spirit Box SP7 for communication, along with a portal device, which I haven't used in a while, but it takes some of that noise stuff out. You get those bursts of sound instead. There's multiple EMF detectors, REM pods, K2 meters, also running.
So what was that burst?
It was fireworks.
It was fireworks?
But I tell you, we can be under attack and you guys will still be investigating in here.
I wonder if that's what spiked it, because it almost like kind of
Maybe.
looks like being under attack.
Maybe. Yeah, I wonder.
That's true.
We wonder, because this
Right?
is right. This used to, hey,
Oh,
Carol.
look, see?
Look, it went on with, yeah, that's...
Alright, but if you were a soldier and you heard that, you're not thinking fireworks, right? So
See?
Look at this.
so now I'm gonna move this back here.
That's awesome.
If you can see that device right back there. Robert Bandoff is watching. Robert of Barefoot. Hey, Robert.
Hey!
So, a couple of moments ago, not only did we get from the, and Robert, you'll like this, we're using the SB7 with the portal down there on the floor. Not only did we get our friend Taz's name here, which we got a couple weeks ago when we came using EchoVox. Now tonight we're using the SB7, but that REM pod right there is going bonkers. And all we can tell you is a precursor to this. That's been quiet now. Just a few moments ago, Vincent ran outside. We heard an explosion. It turns out we believe it's fireworks. So,
It sounded like an explosion.
if you watch my screen,
And every time you say that, you have a light song.
you just said something.
Look, you see, every time you say something, it lights on.
Can any of the spirits here? Hey Tom, can any of the spirits here? Can you make one of those devices light up with the go by the red light? If you felt you were under attack, can you go by that red light? I'm not going to go too close because I don't want the phone to do it. There you go.
Did you see?
Now, for those watching, that's exactly what I just asked for.
In the room with the female spirit, we got to see a visual figure. Could this be Aaron Burr's 24-year-old mistress? Is there a female presence here? Oh, there it is. Hi.
Hi.
It's like really, oh, like stretched out. That was crazy. It even appeared when no one was in the room. And when someone did walk in, it seemed to stretch out as if it was trying to reach them, or maybe even try to pickpocket our friend. The last crazy interaction we received was caught on Heidy's kinect during our final EchoVox session. After we asked a question, something randomly knocked a curtain down. The curtain just falls out of nowhere. We all had amazing experiences, and we still can't figure out what's up with this haunted chair. If you get a chance to investigate Morris Jumel Mansion, I would recommend it.